and many wonderful events happens this time.
Happy Rasa Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you. Many parts of the India differently they all celebrate this Navratri and Dasara. So it's a very auspicious time. So you all, some of you sang nice songs. So thank you. Mm, I'll also just sing little on Rama and then we can get started. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Lakshman Hanuman Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Sitaram Jaya Sitaram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Rama, in Ramayana, I just shared a little um, clip, snippet, then we get into the Bhagavatam. Rama in Ramayana, he says that when Vibhishna came to surrender to Lord Rama, and Sugriva and few other monkeys, they were not very keen in accepting Vibhishna because Vibhishna is a Rakshasa coming from Lanka and then is a brother of Ravana. Therefore, also plus brother Ravana is one who kidnapped Mother Sita. Therefore, the monkeys were not very interested to have Vibhishna on their side. So therefore, they said, Rama, please do not accept Vibhishna. He came in wrong time. He is a wrong person, wrong, born in a wrong family. He's a Rakshasa. And he is related to a wrong person who's Ravana. And he's coming from a wrong place, Lanka. And he's coming in the wrong time. This time is a not auspicious time. So everything is wrong. Therefore, do not accept Vibhishana. And Rama said to all these monkeys that a person who surrenders unto me, even if he comes in disguised as a nice person, I will accept him. I will accept him. So if when someone comes and tells me I surrender to you, or Rama, even one time, then I will accept that person. I will not reject that person. So Sakrit eva prapannaya tava asmi itiche yachate abhayam sarva bhudebhyo dadhami yetat vritam mama. Vritam means taking an austerity vow, fasting, things like that. Vritam mama means we all fast. Today is Ekadeshi. We all fast in St. Louis. Today is Ekadeshi. So we fast from doing certain things, or we fast in a sense, we do some extra activities is also done on these days. Likewise, we make some promises on this day, right? We'll do certain things. Likewise, Rama has also made some promise. What is the promise, or what is the fasting? He does not reject anyone who surrenders unto him. That is Rama's promise to all of us. Akrit eva prapannaya. So abhayam sarva bhudebhyo. So he removes all our fear from anything that we have. We are all with complete fear, right? We are all fearful. So Rama said, don't be afraid of anything. I am here. I will take care of you. Do not be feared if you surrender to me. Once you surrender to me, prapati, sharanagati, through the process of bhakti. So on this very auspicious day, which just passed yesterday, Rama Vijayotsava, Rama killed Ravana and established the Dharma and saved Mother Sita from there. We also pray to Lord Rama that let us also be free from all our enemies internally, all our lust, greed, anger, pride, whatever bad enemies that we have. Rama, please kill those enemies so I can be free from these enemies and perform bhakti towards you all the time. So let's pray at the lotus feet of Lord Ramachandra. With that said, let's get started at today's session from where we left last time. Before, let's do a small invocation prayer and then we can get started. Shuklam Bharadram Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantये. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So in the last Saturday class session, we saw where Krishna, who was rejecting gopis, telling them, please go back, and the gopis were not happy with what Krishna said. They said, no, we came here giving up everything, and please accept us. And Krishna, when he said it's not very religious, very dharmic for you all to come leaving your family members. And Krishna, the gopis said that you are our family, you are our real family, because we have many families for many life. No one stayed with us for long. They're all gone. Therefore, the one who's been with us for all the time is you. So we are your family and you are our family member. You are our husband, you are everything, your friend and everything. Therefore, Krishna, kindly do not reject us. We cannot go back. And like that, gopis were convincing Krishna out of their love for Krishna. And they said that if we want to be happy, if you want us to be happy, we won't get happiness by going back to our children, going back to our parents, going back to our husbands. We will be happy if we are at your under your lotus feet. Therefore, kindly please accept us, Krishna. And that's what these gopis were saying. And when Krishna also said, you want to become my servant, and Krishna said, if you want to become my servant, then do I have to pay you something? What should I do? Because You all want to serve me. What should I do? And the gopi said that you don't need to pay anything. You have paid enough to take us as your servant. When did I pay you? And Krishna said, your smiling face is a big payment. What else can be paid than your beautiful face with a smile on it? So therefore, you already paid enough. There's nothing more you can pay. We are yours, and you please take us and use us in your service however you want. And Krishna said, you know what? If Kamsa comes to know, if your husband comes to know, they will go and complain to Kamsa, and it will be very difficult. And then the girls laughed. You give all sort of reasoning to send us off, Krishna. These are all not real good reason. So Krishna, just stop doing all this thing. You saying that you'll be blamed by having us, someone's wife, with you. But what about you? You already taken Narayana's wife, right? The great Lord Narayana's wife, Lakshmi, in your heart. Your Lakshmi is situated in your heart. Therefore, what is wrong in you having us? So there's nothing wrong, Krishna. Like that, the gopis were talking, and then Krishna was enjoying this whole conversation. And then he said, okay, then Krishna, in that night, he expanded himself into many Krishnas, and between gopis, there was a Krishna, and they were circling and dancing and doing all sort of nice rasa leela that time over there during that night. And they were dancing so much. One gopi was just falling off on Krishna out of balance, and Krishna was trying to hold her. Another gopi was catching hold of Krishna's hand. Another gopi was catching hold of Krishna's around, putting her arms around Krishna's neck and dancing. Another gopi were holding Krishna's two hands and dancing. Right? Another gopi was out of tired dancing so much, she just put her head on Krishna's chest, on her chest. Another gopi was putting her head on Krishna's shoulder. So this was all happening over that night. And each and every gopis were thinking to themselves that I am so fortunate, because what happens was, this is an interesting thing. When one gopi was dancing with Krishna, that gopi was thinking Krishna's only dancing with her. Krishna was only dancing with her. Another gopi was thinking the same, that Krishna's only dancing with her. And she was feeling pity about the other gopis, thinking that how fortunate I am, how unfortunate that gopi is, right? Because they couldn't see. Krishna was only with her. And then all they could see is that girl, that gopi was just dancing by herself alone like this and like that and like that. They couldn't see Krishna was also dancing with her. Likewise, the other girl was singing, look at that girl. She was alone dancing like a mad girl without Krishna. Look at me, I'm dancing with Krishna personally. So everyone had like that. It's a message for me. Okay, so let's continue this and then we can talk. Gopis were thinking like that, and Krishna understood how gopis were very proud. They were little becoming proud about their thing, that Krishna is for them. And therefore, what Krishna did was, Krishna disappeared from the spot. Krishna just disappeared from the spot. And the gopis were not knowing what to do. They're searching for Krishna. The one gopi came and said, hey, did you see Krishna? He was dancing with me. Well, he was dancing with me. I don't see him. No. Krishna was dancing with me. Did you see my Krishna? Said, I'm having the same question. He was dancing with me. Oh, he was dancing with you? When did he dance with you? Well, at 7 o'clock he was dancing with me. No, how is it possible? 7 o'clock he was with me dancing. I think you're gone mad. You're thinking about Krishna so much. Therefore, you're talking like this. No, I think you became mad. Krishna was with me at 7 o'clock. Another gopi came and said, hey, did you girls see Krishna? Oh, You are also searching for Krishna? Yes, he was with me. What time he was with you? At 7 o'clock, he was with me. What? How is that even possible that Krishna was with you at 7 o'clock? This girl is saying at 7 o'clock with me, and that is saying that he's 7 o'clock with me. And how was even possible? Anyway, forget about it. Krishna's, we lost Krishna. We have to search for Krishna. And then the girls were thinking, let's go and search for Krishna. They started screaming, oh, Krishna, where are you? And they started singing about Krishna and became a mad woman. Everyone were going and asking the trees, oh, Ashwatha tree, or Plaska, or Banyan tree, or this tree and that tree. They were just calling out the tree's name. And did you see Krishna, Nanda Maharaj, son Krishna? And the trees did not speak anything. And they were just walking and they were just talking to these plants, and they came to Tulasi, and then they were asking to Tulasi also, and they came to the flowers, and they were talking to the flowers, Malati, Malika, Jati, and then many other flowers. Did you see Madhava? He was just dancing with us. And like that, they were just going around and asking. And then finally, they also asked to the Mother Earth, Mother Earth, did you see Krishna? I could see the footprints of Krishna over here. So you must be aware where Krishna is. And they saw a deer jumping and running. They said, oh dear, did you see Krishna? And deer was just looking, and then he just ran away. Like that, they were just talking to each and everything and searching for Krishna, asking for Krishna. And they didn't get any response. Out of the separation, then the gopis started acting like Krishna. One gopi imitated like Putana, and another gopi became acted like a child, baby Krishna, right? And as if she was trying to drink the milk from the chest of the gopi, and the gopi fell off like this, and she was trying to imitate like that. And another gopi was crying like Krishna, and another gopi was acting like the Shatakasura, the cart demon. And then this gopi was acting like Krishna kicked that gopi. While was acting, she kicked that gopi, and she started like this, making sound. And another gopi acted like Trinavarta, like that. Many. And one more time, then one gopi acted like Balaram, another gopi asked like Krishna. And the one gopi came and said, you know what, there is a Talavan forest, we can go and have thala fruits, it's very tasty. And they all, the gopis like gopas, they went into the forest, and there come Dhenukasura, right? Dhenukasura. And the gopi was acting like Balaram. She just caught hold of the gopi's two legs, and then trying to pull her down. And she acted as if she fell off and dead. Like that, they were just acting. And one gopi was, well done, you're really doing very nice. And then they were all enjoying this whole thing in the separation of Krishna. And one gopi suddenly said that there's a heavy rain. Looks like Indra is very angry upon us. And then Krishna, and one gopi was acting like Krishna, said, don't worry, I will save you. And then she lifted something in close by and said, look, come under this, and then I will protect you. Govardhan will protect you. Like that, this gopi were doing, everyone. And another gopi said, let's go under there, and then we'll play. This is the near the Yamuna river. And while they're playing, and they saw the Yamuna river completely dark in color, and they understood there is a snake inside. And they said to another gopi who was acting like Krishna, Krishna, save us, save us. And Krishna, like that, like Krishna, how jumped into the Yamuna, this gopi also acted as if she jumped into the Yamuna, and she climbed upon the shoulder of the another gopi, and then started dancing on the shoulder of another gopi. And then as if this gopi is like a Kalia, right? They were just doing all these things, and but they were full of tears, crying, what to do? Krishna is lost. Where to look for Krishna? But then suddenly, while searching like that, one gopi said, "Look at this on the ground. I think this must be Krishna's footprints, because I can see all the symbols and signs over here on the footprint. Let's follow this footprint." Another gopi said, "Hold on. Next to this pair of footprints, Krishna's footprints, you see here, there's another footprint here. The third gopi said, now I understood. Krishna ran away, escaped from us by taking our favorite gopi with him. I think they both have gone this way somewhere. So they can see two sets of footprints. One is Krishna's, another one is Krishna's favorite gopis, Radha's footprint. So they could follow that footprint. As they were following the footprint, suddenly one set of footprint was missing. The gopi's footprint was missing. And then the another gopi said, ha, I understood. I think that gopi, Krishna's favorite gopi, must have been tired walking. Therefore, I think Krishna has carried her. That's why the gopi's footprint is missing here. And then as they were walking further down, they could see now Krishna's only the footprints with only the toe, not the entire footprint. Krishna's toe was like just the top portion of the foot was there. And one gopi said, now I understood. That gopi must have said, over here there are some flowers and fruits. She must have asked for the flowers from this tree, and Krishna would have just tried to climb like that. That's why Krishna's, the toes are there, not the whole footprint, to get those flowers. That's why it is deep. There's a deep impression over there. Like this, gopis are talking and just trying to follow the footprints. And finally, over there, they saw that girl, that gopi who was left by Krishna. Radha was there. And then she was crying. She was crying. And then they said, what happened? Well, Krishna was dancing with me and we are having nice time here. He was playing with me. But then I become so proud that Krishna is only mine. Therefore, I told Krishna to, carry me. I can't walk anymore. And at that point of time, Krishna said, okay, I can carry you. And then, but he didn't carry me. He disappeared. He disappeared. He went away. Then that gopi was also lamenting. And everyone together started searching for Krishna. They were searching for Krishna. At that point of time, they were singing a beautiful Gita. It's called Gopi Gita. In Bhagavatam, in the 10th canto, 31st chapter, there is, starting from the first sloka of 31st chapter, there is beautiful, very beautiful slokas, which is known as Gopi Gita, is very much appreciated by great acharyas and great saints. So we will see some of those slokas from Bhagavatam. It's really beautiful even to sing. Jayati Dirikam Janmana Vraja Shrayata Indira Shashvadatrahi Daita Drishyata Dikshutavaka Tvai Drishta Sava Tvam Vichinvate Sharadudhasaye Sadhu Jatase Sarasi Jodhara Sri Mushadrisha Suratanatate Sulkadasika Varadanignato O Nega Kim Vadam Visajalapyaya Vyalarakshata Varasamaruta Vaidyutanala. beautiful songs. It goes lot of songs, lot of slokas here. They were just saying that, oh beloved, your birth in the land of Braja has made it exceedingly glorious. And thus, Indira, the goddess of fortune, always resides here. It is only for your sake that we, your devoted servants, maintain our lives. We have been searching everywhere for you, so please show yourself to us. She's telling that gopis are saying that you have to show yourself because we cannot see God by ourselves. God has to reveal himself to us. How much ever we try to do, God has to reveal to us. And the gopi says, Sharadudhasaye sadhu jata sat sarasi jota sara Sri Mushadrasha Surata Natate Shulka Dhasika Varada Nignato Nehakim Vadaha. O Lord of love, in beauty your glance excels and all of finest, most perfectly formed lotus within the autumn pond. O bestower of benediction, you are killing the maidservant who have given themselves to you freely without any price. Isn't this murder? So they're telling we've given you completely. And by you not being present here, you're simply killing us. That is not good, Krishna. So therefore, they were just beautifully singing this nice, wonderful songs, which can be spoken in length. If you all have time, you can read through this chapter 31 from sloka 1 onwards. The entire chapter is all about how they sing this Gita, Gopi Gita. Very nice song. And in that they are saying that we left everything and just came to you. And what you've done is not right. Kindly please forgive us for being so proud. Please come back. As they sing this song in chapter 32, where then Krishna appears. Krishna comes. And Sukadeva Goswami continues hearing this charming song of gopis with their cry. Krishna appeared in front of them. As soon as Krishna appeared in front of them, the gopis become very happy. Everyone started surrounding Krishna, like how the bees go to the flower to take the honey. Like that, all the gopis, they just surrounded Krishna over there. At that point of time, I'm just trying to see here, this is another beautiful sloka where a gopi asked Krishna that bhajato anubhajate yeka git viparyayam. He says that one gopi says, sometimes we show our love to people. We show our love to people because they love us. There are people who show affection to others because others showing affection to us. And there are people, even they give their affection to people who are not even showing their affection to us, who are inimical to us. And there are people who are very balanced, meaning they do not really do either one of this. That is, they do not show affection to those who are showing affection. They do not show affection to those who are inimical. They are just pretty much very much on their own. So they are asking to Krishna, can you please explain to us why people are like that? If you Sarvari, if uh, someone tells to you that thank you, what do you say in return?
You would say, oh, no problem, or something that would make them feel as though you didn't have to go out of your way to help them.
Okay. If your sister comes and tells you, sister, Didi, or whatever she calls you, I love you. And then when you hear this one, you just walk away after she says, I love you, Sarvari. What do you do?
I wouldn't do that, Prabhuji. I would say I love you back to her.
You say you love you back to her. Okay, okay, very good. Um, say uh, your sister doesn't play with you, doesn't do anything to you, doesn't really care for you. Okay, doesn't do anything. Do you go and tell to her, I love you? Rather, in fact, she gives you a hard time.
I would still say I love you, Prabhuji, because she's still my sister.
Very good.
Um, so yeah.
Very good. Very good. You have classmates, right? You have friends, classmates, right? You be with your friends.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. Do you have friends who share the same liking and ideas?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Those are your good friends?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So are there people in your class, in your school, who are very mean to you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh, okay. Do you ever go to them and tell I love you?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. So therefore the gopi is asking here two things. We say I love you. We show our affection to others because they like us. They love us. They are good to us. Okay. And there are second category of people, whether they are good people, whether they are nice people, whether they tell loud to you, say that I love you, things like that, irrespective of however they are, you still show your affection to them. That's a second category. Still show your affection to them. And the third category is where this person doesn't really show anything. He's just be by himself. He doesn't say anything. This category. That is a question that Gopi is asked. Can you please explain this? Why people are these three types of people are there? And Krishna says that the first category of people who shows love to others, who loves them, are selfish people. They are selfish people. Okay? And that is not dharma. That is not accepted. It is not religious. Because I like you because you like you. I like you because you like me. You like me, then I like you, right? That is not very good. It's very selfish, self-motivated, and then it is not religious. Whereas the second type of people who, irrespective of how the other person is, shows their affection to that person is religious people, right? They are following the religion and they are nice, faultless people. And the third people were those people who does not show anything, right? They're to themselves. Then they are the individual who are very much self-satisfied. They are not expecting love from anyone. They don't care about it because they are completely satisfied within to themselves. Therefore, they don't say anything to anyone. That's the three types of people. The reason that Gopi asked this question to Krishna is because we came here to you, surrendering everything, giving up everything, our family, friends, everything in the middle of the night, and you left us and disappeared. So, which category do you fall into? Do you fall into the first category or the second category or the third category? Which category do you fall into? And Krishna says the answer, Naham tu sakya bhajato api jantum bhajami amisham anuvritti vrittaye. Krishna says over here in this particular sloka, yatad yata dhano labdha dhane vinaste tat chintayanyam nibridho na veda. He said, please understand, I don't fall into any of this category. Then why do you leave us and go, Krishna? I just left. I'm going to read the translation of the sloka, then you can understand, discuss about it. But the reason I do not immediately, yeah, the reason that I disappeared is simply to increase the love of you all towards me. Right? How do you, I'm going to ask maybe Mahati. Mahati,
Yes, Prabhuji.
your mom was with you, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, say your mom is making a trip to India, but she left you and your brother, or yeah, she's taken your brother with her. She left you with your dad, and she is going to only come after 3 months,
Mm,
or maybe 4 months, or maybe 5 months. She has some important things to do in India, right?
right.
How do you feel, Mahati? First one day you felt okay, your mom said don't worry, I've taught your dad how to cook whatever your favorite foods are. He's going to, how much ever your mom teaches your dad, you know how your dad is going to cook. Oh my god, sometime he might forget salt, sometime he might even forget to put some spices in it, right? Sometime it may happen that you have to tolerate and eat those food. But anyway, your mom convinced you and you said okay, have a nice trip, and you didn't even and then you start playing with your friends and everything, and your brother is also gone now. One day went, 2 day left, 3 days, 1 week, and eating your father's food now. My god. And then everything he keeps forgetting, right? He needs to get your dress right, things to do. He keeps forgetting. He calls you every time. He calls your mom and says, what should I do now? Oh, it's time for her to attend this Bhagavatam class. You forgot about it. It's time for us to get up and get her ready to the school. Is she still sleeping now? Wake her up. So all those things is completely is depending on your mother. And you're also having a hard time. Now days passes. Now your mom calls and tells, oh, Mahati, I have to extend, I came here for 1 month, but I have to extend for another 1 more month. And your brother is telling also, Akka, Akka, how are you? Right? And the naughty things that your brother does to you, fighting with you and then kicks you and punches you and pulls your toys off. None of those things are happening now anymore. And you're by yourself, right?
Right.
First time you're complaining that Krishna is doing this, Krishna is doing that. Now Krishna is not here. He's in India now. How do you feel, Mahati?
I kind of feel sad and
Yeah.
happy at the same time because he like does not need to do this to me, and also because I don't have anyone to play with, and he's the only one I have to play with here. So I kind of feel sad and happy.
Sad and happy. Happy about what?
Happy about sometimes he hits me, and I sometimes complain on him and we both fight, and I'm sad because I don't have anyone to play with except him.
Yeah, yeah. And how do you feel about your mom not being present there?
I feel sad.
You feel sad. Does your love for your mom increases at that time or it decreases?
Increases.
Increases. So that's a point. The point here is when we are in separation, the love increases multifold, many times compared to being together, right? That doesn't mean you're just saying that I'm going to increase your love for me, so I'm going out of the house. That's not what what we have to do, right? But when separation, we always miss that person a lot. We think about that person a lot. Everything we just revolves around that person. If that person was here, it would have been like this. She would have, or he would have been screaming all the time. That screaming, I'm missing that screaming, fighting, right? All those sort of things will be missed, right? So likewise, Krishna said, the reason that I left you all to increase that love, that affection. that desperacy, that becoming desperate, cannot survive without Krishna. That making that level, to bring you to that level stage, I disappeared. I disappeared. Like that, we also in our prayers, we also in our bhakti must become like that, where I cannot be here even a moment without you, Krishna. We have to check, are we in that stage? Or we are telling that, Krishna, take your time. I need some more time over here in this material world. You take your own time, go to that gopi, this gopi, and go to wherever you want to go. Come to me at the end, no problem, because I have some business to finish over here, right? So are we doing like that? Or are we saying that, Krishna, I can't stay anymore. I can't be without you anymore. I want to be with you. I want to hold your hands. I want to look at your eyes, eye to eye. I want to hear your flute, playing flute. I want to be with you. I want to dance with you. I want to play with you. I want to feed you. And whatever you ate, I want to take that and eat that. Right? So gopis were doing all these things over there, literally. And we have to develop that mode of separation from Krishna. And that is what Krishna is anchoring for. He is anchoring for our love. Krishna is wanting us to become like that. And then Rasa dance. The Rasa dance starts, and they all were, this is chapter 33, where everyone enjoying their dance at the time. And the Gandharvas were singing the songs, and Devatas were pouring the flowers. And that was happening on the 33rd chapter. Another beautiful chapter, full about Krishna's dance. As we already said, how Krishna was dancing near the banks of Yamuna with a cool breeze and the nice fragrance of the flower. The mood was totally different over there of each gopis and even Krishna himself. They were giving all pleasure to Krishna at that point.
Prabhu, there is a question.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just trying to see here. And that covers till chapter 33. And we will see what questions we have here. Now we can open up for questions. No problem.
So the question is that were there different types of gopis also? They were not. Were they all at the same level?
Yeah, they were.
I know. Radha is at a different level than other gopis. We know that. But the other gopis.
There are a lot of details on this particular thing in the Goswami's writings, and in Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary on these chapters. As is the way that we are doing Bhagavatam is in a story format, and where a little bit of here and there of certain commentaries. But if we get into the details of slokas, there are unlimited commentaries are there on these things in detail. But yes, there are different levels of gopis.
Somewhat Nitya Siddhas.
Yeah, they're all Nitya Siddhas. There are Nitya Siddhas, but within that, there are different grades of gopis are there. And those who are interested in details of it, I can share those information, post it, the commentaries on the various things and so forth. I can do that. But yes, there are different grades. Is it okay, Ashok Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. And I think Gopal Prabhu wrote down a question that if there is a
difference in scriptures regarding
Ayodhya
Puja, and celebrated during Dasara. There are some things which are called comes as sampradaya. There are certain things which is mentioned in the scripture. There are certain things followed as tradition. So those things also can be taken into consideration as a authorized pujas. So Ayudha puja is one of those things. Is it okay, Gopal Prabhu?
Thank you, Prabhu. Yes.
Yeah, it can be accepted. Yeah. Yes, Diksha,
I have a comment.
comment. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I like the way you sang the song in the beginning for Lord Rama.
Oh, you liked it? Thank you.
And I like the pastime too.
You liked. But you're all very good singer. You're all having good voice, unlike me. Okay. Any questions? Yes, Rukmini, you have a question?
Yeah, what's the homework?
What happened to the last week homework? You remember what was last week's homework? Who remembers? Yes, Sarvari, I think you raised your hand. Did you?
No, Roji, I didn't.
Oh,
Me and Akshara weren't here last class.
yeah, you were not there. Any questions before we get into the homework? Okay, is it okay, Rukmini? Okay.
I have a question, Prabhuji.
Yes,
This is
yes,
yeah.
Mata.
Last night I was watching and listening to Sannyasi at ISKCON Juhu temple in Bombay, and talking about 26 Ekadashis. And I heard him, but then I didn't remember that, there is some significance to the 26 Ekadashis on this today's Ekadashi.
So there are Gita Mahatmyam, which talks about all these different Ekadeshis. So you can refer to that. Again, there is an online book available. I can send you that link. I can't remember on top of my head all the stories.
Right. Yeah, I found some of the information on that one, and then was going to research, you already have something for me, so that's good.
Yeah, I can certainly, I'm writing a note here, but yes, I can send a link in the WhatsApp group when I find it. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, correct.
I have a question, please.
Yes.
So at the beginning of today's session, you mentioned that, is it today that we observe the killing of Ravana by, is that part of the Dashara, that's part of the holidays, the actual killing? Is that today or is that on a different day?
Yeah, it is today.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it happened yesterday, Rama Vijayotsav.
it just seems that we're celebrating the fact that Ravana he represents evil, right? Because he abducted Sita. But
Yeah.
I mean, is there some commentary that sort of objects to the idea that we're actually celebrating someone's death, that he actually got killed? I mean, he wasn't put in jail, or he wasn't put to a different planet, or I mean, he could have been. And what if he had submitted himself to Rama, or if he had changed his ways, or if he had done that, then obviously would the penalty have been different? I guess that's what I'm interested in knowing. But Hare Krishna, I know that's a very deep question. It might involve several hours of analysis on that level. But I mean, the fact that Ravana was killed, that's a big holiday that we're celebrating. Hare Krishna.
Nice question. So the same question is answered in Valmiki Ramayana. When the monkeys, they all got convinced that Rama has accepted Vibhishana. They were all objecting to accept Ravana's brother as into their group, into their army. Rama finally said, no, I'm going to accept Vibhishana because he has surrendered to me. He has taken shelter at me. Therefore, I'm going to accept him. I'm not going to reject him. And it doesn't matter what time he came, whether he came in a right time or whether he came in a wrong time, whatever it may be, whether he's born in a high-class family or a low-class family. Anyone who surrenders to me, I will accept them without even being questioned. Right? So the Sugriva, as a monkey's king, and they all accepted what Rama said. And Rama said, you go, Sugriva, and bring Vibhishana to me. Right? He's come is outside. So bring him over here. You go and bring him over here. Accept him and bring him over here. And Sugriva obediently accepted Rama's instruction, and he was walking away from Rama to bring Vibhishana. At that time, Rama stopped him again. He stopped him. He called him back. Sugriva, come back, come back. Sugriva came back. Yes, my lord. Is there any change in the program, in what you said? And Rama said, when you go back to bring Vibhishana, if you see by chance, for whatever the reason, by chance, if Ravana has also come to surrender to me, if he had also come to surrender to me, do not come back and put another investigation or thing to go through the same exercise of whether to accept Ravana or not to accept Ravana. Do not come and ask me this question. Just bring him also. I will accept Ravana also. So that is the answer. If Ravana changed his mind and came to Rama and told him, I'm yours, then Rama would have accepted him, forgiven him, and things would have been different altogether. So what Rama sees is not what all mistakes we have done, what all we have done, bad things, bad karma, none of those things he really cares. Once we surrender, he accepts us. We don't need to be fearful of anything. And after he accepts it, obviously we have to change our life. We have to, not that he has accepted, therefore I can go and do whatever nonsense I want. Once Rama has accepted, then we change, lifestyle change needed. Our life has to change the way it is dedicated to Lord Ramachandra. Does that answer your question, Mr. Greg?
Yes, very nice. Very nice. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
But Prabhu, the argument would be is that Ravana was supposed to be killed anyway, because he came, he was a Rakshasa, and yes, but if we step back to the story of Jaya Vijaya, and then going through various penances, and then they will be returning back through their different births, whether it's Ravana or Kamsa or in different yugas. So he was supposed to he would not have accepted, or he would not have come for asking for forgiveness from Lord Rama anyway. Is that? I mean, I'm just kind of pushing this a little further, that he wouldn't have come anyway.
He wouldn't have come anyway because of the curse. But if he had come, just for the sake of argument, if he had come, then the previous curse or previous statement is overwritten by the policy of surrender.
Okay.
Whenever the surrender comes, right? Whenever Sharanagati, that's called Sharanagati. Whenever Sharanagati comes, it supersedes every other things. That has been given priority over the other. For example, say someone has been put into the prison, and as per the policy, as per the judgment, this person has to stay in the prison for 10 years. But if the president or the king decided him to be released in 2 years. Can he do or not do?
Yeah, I mean, we see the pardons when the president leaves. He pardons so many people. I mean, that's a real example you are giving in this world. Yes.
That is because everything under his control. So he is the one who set the rule, but then he doesn't need to fall into that rules. We have to, but he doesn't have to. And he generally does not bypass the rules. He generally does not do it. Only in one condition, when it comes to surrendering to the Lord. You are mine, I am yours. Do whatever you want to do. In that case, maybe Krishna, maybe Rama would kill him still. This is again a different angle of seeing.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe he would have killed him and then given him completely, go back to Vaikuntha. He could have done that also. We don't know. We cannot read the mind of the Lord, but these are some of the ways that we can think of.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Anyone else? No questions? I thought there'll be some questions. That's why, like last time, we had a lot of discussion.
I do have another question then, please, if you will.
Please.
So along the lines of penance, and we're looking at the change of heart. I think it is the purpose of Ekadeshi is to purify us, is to remove sins. Is that the idea of undergoing this? And then also there's a Ekadeshi, I think there's 26 during the year. I think Mataji had mentioned that, but are there some Ekadeshis that are more powerful than others or are more auspicious than others? And then finally, is Ekadeshi also, does it fall every year on the same date with regards to the holiday of Dashera?
Okay. All right. So Ekadeshi is followed by different people for different reasons. Ekadeshi by default is a most auspicious day than any other thing that you can think of Ekadeshi. And this Ekadeshi, for example, some people do Ekadeshi for their material benefit. They want some material gains. Therefore, people do Ekadeshi Vrata. And some people do Ekadeshi because they want to get rid of their sins. Because Ekadeshi is so very auspicious, it will just remove all the sins. So they do that one. And some people do Ekadeshi because it's an auspicious day to cut down our material needs, eating, doing whatever material things, cut down all those things and focus more on Krishna. So it depends on what people idea. Accordingly, Ekadeshi will benefit that person. So ultimately, the devotees of the Lord do Ekadeshi not for getting rid of the sins, not to gain something, but simply to please the Lord and think and do services on the day more than the other days. As Ekadeshi is a special day, which the one of the Lord's favorite day, therefore they do this. That's one answer for one of your question. And another question is, does Ekadeshi, I'm just going in random what I could recollect from your questions, list of questions. Does the Ekadeshi falls on a particular day every year? No, it varies because the calendar, the Vedic calendar is different from the English calendar. English calendar is fixed. If your birthday falls on a particular day, whatever the month and day is, say January 1st, Ashok Prabhu's birthday. So he will be celebrating January. He doesn't celebrate his birthday anyway, but I'm just saying. So one celebrate on the same day, January 1st, right? But when it comes to Vedic calendar, it is not fixed. It changes. The whole calculation and things are different. Therefore, that varies. It's not the same day it's going to fall, same date it's going to fall. It varies. That's the second one. Please help me here. What's the other question?
Well, I guess the other question is, Dashera, it's a utsav. It's a holiday. I'm understanding it that way. Maybe I'm wrong, but many people observe it, and it's supposed to be festive. So, obviously during festivals, there's a lot of food involved. So it seems kind of counterintuitive that a fast, a vrat, an Ekadeshi would be observed during a time when we're celebrating the death of evil.
Yeah, but the Dasara, it goes for not just one day. In some places, like in Karnataka, a place called Mysore, they just celebrate Dasara for a few number of days, 10 days or so. They celebrate. So out of these many days, one day fasting should not be a concern. So Dasara is just not one day celebration. It's a number of days celebration.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna, thank you, Prabhuji.
Did I miss any other questions, or did we address all?
No, they were all answered. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. One last question, please. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So, is it permitted to drink water on a day of Ekadeshi, on a vrat?
You can even eat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then what you eat matters. So the best way of following Ekadeshi is called Nirjala. Nirjala means don't even take water. I wouldn't say best, because it just depends. One level is fasting from everything, including water. Another is where take liquid, not solid. One may take water only, or one may take water, some fresh juice, not Pepsi and all those drinks, not those drinks. Fresh juice. One can take liquid, or one can even take liquid plus dry fruits or fruits. Or the next is where people can take boiled or steamed vegetables. Or people can go to next of where they can take solid food, like these things, like there are some upavas ingredients are there. Fasting ingredients are like there, samu and sabudhana, sweet potatoes, right? There are many items are there like this. So one can cook some items using those things and have. And even those who are having that, they can have just one time and fast rest of the time. Rest of the time can be just water or fruits or something like that. Or if one is not ready to do such things, they can even have 3 times if they would like to these items. But they have to fast from grains. That's a fundamental thing. Basic principle is not taking any type of grains. Grains includes rice. Grain includes dal, any types of dals, lentils. So those one should fast from those things. Beans is another thing which one should fast from. Avoiding these things, one can eat other items offered to Krishna. That is important. Not just go and buy it from the shop and just pop it into the mouth. One has to offer to Krishna and eat even those items which we are limiting ourselves from. But the idea of doing all this thing is so that we can do more bhakti on the day, hearing more of lectures, reading more or chanting more or doing some extra services on this day, because it accelerates. Ekadeshi is to accelerate our bhakti more. So more we do on this day, it just increases our bhakti for rest of the 2 weeks to come before the other Ekadeshi. Oh, you asked one more question you forgot, Greg. That is, does one Ekadeshi is better than, is there any Ekadeshi which is considered to be most important than the other Ekadeshi? Every single Ekadeshi is equally great. There's nothing that this Ekadeshi is better than the other Ekadeshi. All the Ekadeshis throughout the years are equally important and should be followed, and as we just discussed now. So everything has same result. Does that help, Mr. Greg?
Yes, absolutely. Very, very nice. Thank you.
I just want to tell one thing, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he requested his mother, Sachi Mata, only to do two things. Of course, she already chants and all those things. But two things he has told her to follow. One of those two things is to follow Ekadeshi. So Ekadeshi should not be taken as an optional thing. Every one of us, including the children, right? Everyone should follow Ekadeshi in this different levels that I was just mentioning. So you don't need to, children should not necessarily they have to completely fast. They can eat Ekadeshi items, whatever, many items that one can prepare. So please do take Ekadeshi and do Ekadeshi and follow Ekadeshi. Diksha, you have something to say?
Yeah, Prabhuji, from on October, like from the first Ekadashi, I started to do fasting.
You do? Wonderful. Good. Very good.
From my last Ekadashi in October.
That's very nice. Krishna will be very happy.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have one quick follow-up question on Ekadeshi, Prabhuji. Does one have to do the Jagrana also, Prabhuji, for each and every Ekadeshi? Along with the...
Yeah, you have to tell in a language where everyone can understand.
I don't know, Prabhuji. Jagrana means like the whole night
not sleeping, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Simple. Yeah, use this term. So yeah. What we are asking is, should one not sleep in the night during Ekadeshi? That is also prescribed, that one keep awake throughout the night of Ekadeshi. But here's the thing. If it is possible for you to do, you can do. Otherwise, go to bed early, thinking about Krishna, and get up early and get ready for Dwadeshi.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Okay. But then in the night time, it's not that sometimes what people do is on Ekadeshi night, to keep them awake, they watch movies. And then what is the purpose of we doing, keeping awake ourselves, right? So, yes, Diksha.
Prabhuji, you said that on Ekadashi, some people like can stay awake and some people like if possible, you said like we need to like be awake on Ekadashi nights. But for me, I can stay awake, but I can stay awake, but I sleep.
You know, that is why Prabhupada, what he did is kept it everything simple. He said, eat nicely on Ekadeshi Prasadam, do some service, chant extra rounds, read some extra books, pages, listen to lectures, and go to bed early, so that you can get up early in the next day morning and continue doing your other activities. Okay, so do not stay awake. Please fast Ekadeshi and then go to sleep. take good rest. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think we are close to the top of the hour here. Ashok Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, thank you. Thank you very much. It was very good discussion. And kids did a good job of singing before you came, and very nice lecture on Krishna and Gopi's interactions. Thank you very much. And we'll reconvene next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Rukmini, you have something? Rukmini? What is that? Go ahead.
I like the whole class.
Thank you, Rukmini. And Diksha likes the universal class, right, Diksha?
She's always
Okay.
there.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
rest of the
Thank you.
weekend. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you
Hare
very
Krishna.
much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.